Dobra, bez zbędnego przeciągania. Dzień dobry wszystkim. Witam was w ten piękny, słoneczny dzień, gdzie totalnie nie mam pojęcia, co mamy robić. Więc tak, spójrzmy na nasz dziennik. Musimy schłodzić ciało. Może od tego zacznę? Sprawa kierowczyni jest trochę trudna. Kuno nie chce ze mną gadać. To jest problem, że Werling ani Fried nie pomogą. Jedyną opcją jest pogadać z Kuno albo tą drugą. Że Kuno nie chce, to... A może pogadajmy z Czachą? W sumie to jest jakaś opcja. No siema.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
W sumie tak. To łóżko w komórce na węgiel jest twoje.
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
Aha. Nie masz prawdziwego domu?
Does anyone in a city like this?
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
Nie jest to najładniejsze miejsce, ale widać musi wystarczyć.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Czadowo, mam inne pytania.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
No nie do końca. Do zobaczenia Cindy. Czyli jednak nie ona. Czy mogę powtórzyć rzut z konceptualizacji?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Spróbujmy. 3%.
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Niczego się nie
Why must we
spodziewałem.
stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Naprawdę niczego innego się nie spodziewałem.
The girl is ignoring you. It's like you don't exist at all.
Tego się za to spodziewałem. Że niestety nie będzie chciała ze mną gadać. Wydaje mi się, że nie mogę schłodzić ciała. To jest mój problem, że... Chyba, że jest jeszcze jedno dziecko. No ale to mi sugeruje Kuno. Zamknięte? Zamknięte, jest wieczór. Myślę, że zamknąłem sobie niestety drogę przez to, że skłóciłem się z Kuno. Sprawdźmy jeszcze
There are
ślady.
several footprints in the mud.
Nie mogę. Dobra, to nie ma sensu.
The man is The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Percepcji musiałbym zboostować. Chyba zapalę papierosa. Nie wiem, czy papierosy nie pomagały na percepcję. Mogą też odsłuchać taśmę. Odpalmy szluga. Ale ja w sumie przecież paliłem już szluga. Więc to mi nic nie daje. Kuno, no bądź, że dobry. Żebym to pchnął do przodu, musiałbym... cokolwiek ruszyć. Dobra. To zróbmy to inaczej. Przesłuchajmy sobie Megamix.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is rooted behind the magnetic reader.
Odtwórz taśmę.
You push command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally.
Dobra. Trochę jednak przyciszył tą grę.
I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
Co tam było na samym końcu? Cisza?
End of recording.
Co sądzisz?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Zgadzam się, brzmiało to też jakby był nietrzeźwy.
Still,
There's more going on here than we know.
Kim jest ten Corti?
one of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
Co to jest Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
Myślisz, że tam był?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
Dobra, co teraz?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even.
Trochę. Wyposażmy się w coś mniejszego niż boombox. Siema Krzysiu, jak tam?
The kid doesn't even
Nie no, jestem prawie pewny, że nie mam szans, totalnie żadnych szans, żeby przekonać Kuno. Ale gdybym dał w percepcję i rzucił teraz i jakimś cudem zrozumiał, co on ukrywa,
The man is the lieutenant adjusts his glasses.
to mogę
and
go
takes
odesłać
a
do
deep breath.
28%. To nie jest tak mało.
Your
O
arms
kurwa, udało
reach
się.
out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
Co to jest?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Wsadź palce w jego usta.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Pobaw się nim, tak chyba trzeba.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Otwórz oczy i patrz.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate.
No tak,
You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
powiedz, tak jest, kurwa.
Keep going.
Kuno nods, too. He takes a step closer.
Dotknij go delikatnie palcem.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Wsadź palec.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening? Ah, shit, see?
Najpierw pomacaj wokół.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever.
Naciśnij mocniej.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The undulations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
Jest otwór jak wycięty między 2 półkulami.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Quivering with awe.
Naciśnij mocniej.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching
Kurwa,
toward the
całą
inside
rękę
of the skull.
wsadziliśmy.
The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
To trochę źle brzmi. A może ja jestem skrzywiony. Wciśnij się głębiej.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger.
Poczuliśmy go na czubku.
Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Dobra, kurwa. 58%.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched.
Wyszepnij.
All you need to do is just...
Mam.
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
Powoli wyciągnij palce.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize, but with a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
Wrzuć go. Kurwa, pewnie go
The
zastrzelili z mojej
bullet
broni.
falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Mogą go wziąć?
Of course. You've earned it.
Zasłużyłeś na to, jak to brzmi.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Przecudownie.
Opinion, fatal injury.
No sorry, ale tak. To wygląda na samobójstwo. Wsadził sobie pistolet w gębę i strzelił. A z drugiej strony to może być też próba upozorowania. Kurwa, trudne się wylosowało. Pojebana ta gra. Wciąż nie jestem pewien.
We have extensive tissue destruction away from the one track. We have a bullet.
Dobra. Zgoda.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
Ślad po pasie, pęknięte kości wnykowa, wszystko to było upozorowaniem.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Wiedziałem, kurwa. Trup, siubi-dubi-dub. Czy ja to chcę powiedzieć?
Dead.
Nie wyciągam pochopnych wniosków.
I have had this doubt since I inspected his hands, officer. There were no signs of struggle. No claw marks on his neck. Why? Why didn't he fight for his life? There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Kto mógł to zrobić?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Po co ktoś miałby to robić?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Chyba muszą się umyć.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Może pocisk skrywa więcej odpowiedzi.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
I co będzie teraz?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
Nie będziecie? A co ja mam robić w międzyczasie?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Kurwa, zajebista robota.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Detektywie.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Dobra, jest wieczór, więc mogą go bezpiecznie odesłać. Zapakujmy go i zabierzmy.
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Umieśćcie ciało w worku i zaciągnijcie je do powozu motorowego. Jeden rzut, a taki progres. Dziwnie tak jakoś bez kima. Ale okej. Mogę pogadać z Klasie teraz, ale nie wiem, czy chcę bez kima. Mogę znaleźć alkohol i go wypić. To jest dzisiaj czy jutro? Nie pamiętam. Sprawdźmy. Ale to też jest śledztwo na dzisiaj. W sensie główny wątek, bez kima nie chcę tego robić za bardzo. Nie wiem, czy po prostu położyć się spać. Nie zaśpiewam karaoke, bo nie mam piosenki. Nie mogę znaleźć tajnego przejścia na razie. Nie wiem, kogo pytać o tatuaża. Znaczy, domyślam się, kogo mógłbym zapytać, ale miara głowy raczej nie będzie chciał ze mną gadać. Sprawdźmy, czy to dzisiaj.
This door is made of metal. No one. Looks like he isn't home.
Jutro. Dobra, tak myślałem. Nie chcę gadać z klasy bez kima. Ten jest po drugiej stronie śluzy. Mąż z klasy robotniczej. Znajdź alkohol i go wypij. A może po tej akcji Kuno chce ze mną gadać? Kto wie? Może się pogodziliśmy, może nam wybaczył naszą zjebaną akcję z pistoletem. W tej serii powinien być jakiś skrót. Albo jak w każdym RPG powinien móc tutaj kliknąć i on pobiegnie sam. Zobaczmy, czy chcą z mną gadać w ogóle. Mają na mnie wyjebane. Cały czas. Idziemy po wódę. Ja na trzeźwo nie wytrzymam. Jak tak można?
Looking for something?
Dobra, ten nie. Ten już mi nic nie da. Jeszcze zagadam z Manianą. Jestem ciekaw, czy...
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Okazuje się, że ten szczur, co go odwiedził Maniela, da kolekcję kolonialnych kubków.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Mówił tylko, że miał dużo kubków.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend.
Miło było rozmawiać. Myślałem, że będę mógł wziąć go na tłumacza w sprawie... No... przejścia w Werling i kucharza. Czy mam jakieś buteleczki? Chyba nie.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, one bottle
No. You need tear to use the tear machine.
Zrozumiałem, że potrzebuję pakowań. To co?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line
Piwerko.
the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Czy ten legendarny czerwony komandos? Potężny pilsner. Czerwony
Here you go,
komandos.
mister.
Miałem nie pić, ale... tak zajebista robota. Doprowadzi mnie na skraj śmierci, może zrobię save'a.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
Spójrz na butelkę.
Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. I don't know about this.
Czy chcemy wyjść z alkoholizmu? Żeby wygrała siła woli? Może jednak... No, otwórz buteleczkę.
There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. You see a flash of teeth, a young woman smiling at you near some railway overpass in your ruined past. She is gorgeous, and she is yours.
Jakie będą następstwa, jeśli wezmę tego łyka?
Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox.
Teoretycznie jesteśmy żulicjantem, ale... Czy ja chcę wrócić w sidło alkoholizmu? Nie za bardzo. No weź łyczka.
A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
Mamy awans.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry, endurance, pain threshold, and shivers. This is good before rolling a white check, but damages your morale. And remember.
Czyli jakbym się nachlał, zanim poszedłem do rasisty, to bym miał łatwiej.
From the void we came, and to the void we must return.
Styl pijanego mistrza. Dobra, skończymy tego questa. Zamienimy butelkę na łom. Jesteśmy pijani i niebezpieczni. Muszę porozmawiać z 2 osobami o tatuażach, tylko z kim? Nie mam pomysłu na chwilę obecną. Czy tutaj z każdym gadałem? Co ja mogę w ogóle pchnąć? To raczej z Kimem. To też raczej z Kimem. Mogę się umyć. W życiu też by się przydało. Wszystko, co jest związane z Kuno, jest zamknięte. Dosłownie wszystko. Chociaż to, szczerze mówiąc, z braniem w śmietniku, to mogłoby być powiązane z tym kolesiem, który ma te kubki. Bo skoro wyrzucił tam kubek, to znaczy ma klucz. Więc szukamy rasisty kolekcjonującego kubki. Ale na razie idziemy spać. Albo się umyć.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now.
Urządź sobie kąpiel.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Rozbierz się, zamknij oczy i zanurz.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. You feel nice and lonely, and so tired.
Wystaw puszki poza wannę.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub. They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on.
Posiedź w wannie chwilę dłużej. Albo nie, wyobraź sobie coś.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
Posiedź w wannie chwilę dłużej.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. Time to get moving.
Wyjdź.
The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
Ech, dobra. Kolejny progres. Niesamowite. Faktycznie, jak tylko zdejmie się trupa... Pusty pojemnik na kasetę. Nie widziałem tego wcześniej. Ciekawe, z kim mogę pogadać o tym nagraniu, ale dobra.
The bed is still cold
Chodźmy
from the
spać.
broken window, and not too inviting, but it's yours. You've earned it.
Dobra, zaraz wracam. Chwila, moment. Dobra, jestem. To co, idziemy spać, nie? Kurwa, to krzesło mi się kiedyś
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing
rozwali
in
pod
from the
dupą.
broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Czy przyśni mi się znowu trup?
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming. carrying you away, but you can't go. No, you have to stay, always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Dlaczego?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety, but you cannot because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
Czy to dlatego, że się napiłem wina? Ech. Wybaczcie mi, komórki, to przeze mnie, to moje wina.
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
Ja chyba potrzebuję pomocy lekarskiej.
Oh, yes. They'll check you out, give you some pills, make it all okay. The Wonder Makers.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to do is pray to God it passes and stare at the flickering darkness.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Tak zrobił, cały czas przyglądam się ludziom, lubię ich.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. Others are scared.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Dobra, otwórz oczy. Kolejny dzień. Wyspani, umyci, jak nie my. Naprawdę. Wake up, Harry. Mój ty disco glino. Czy mogę jeszcze raz
The window stands broken in
powtórzyć
its
rzut?
frame. Cold wind blows in.
Tak po prostu, dla expa. Oceń szkodę.
What do you mean?
Kurwa,
Assess
9.
the damage. How would you do that? What are you even trying to do?
To się nie mogło nie udać. Ale okej. Ciekawe, kto jest moim sąsiadem. Chodźmy na dół, pewnie kim już jest. To intensywny dzień. Dzień dobry. Co mi ciekawego powiesz, Kim?
Yes?
Nic ciekawego. Mamy nowe twarze.
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Wszystko w porządku? Czemu nie chcesz ze mną rozmawiać?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Jestem mocno wadliwą osobą, ale przynoszę światu radość.
Do you now?
Something changes in her. It's pity. Pity comes over her.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
Z którego jesteś komisariatu?
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Z mojego?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Jesteście z policji, nie? Czadowo, ja też.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Zaraz, czy on jest z policji?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Co tutaj robi policja? Ty, znaczy się.
I'm just looking out for...
You?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Policjantką.
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you. The energy between you two is making her uncomfortable.
Dobrze, do widzenia. Czy
You
on mi
look
coś
like
powie?
shit.
Czy to jest nasz szef?
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
To było ciężkich kilka dni.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
Yep, to jest nasz szef.
It's not just this week. What you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you. Don't even try to win him over. He won't.
Dobra, rzucamy. Coś jest w tym gościu dziwnego. Dojdź, co to może być.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Powiedz prawdę, czy ty mnie skądś znasz?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
Skąd? Z innego życia?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
57.
I think even in this fictional reality, the 57th would still be my station.
41.
My condolences.
Na odwrót. Takim
Go ahead. Have another guess.
41.
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
Porozmawiajmy więcej o tym hipotetycznym 41. komisariacie, o którym wspomniałeś.
Okay.
Jakie byłyby relacje między nami w tym alternatywnym uniwersum?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Wydajesz się być w porządku gościem. Świetnie by było mieć w tobie partnera.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
Nie burzyłbyś mi go ani trochę.
Okay. How about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then?
A ty masz jakąś sprawę do rozwiązania?
Oh no. You see, I enjoy watching other, better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
Ty jeszcze pracuje na komisariacie z naszej wyobraźni.
You're not going to believe this, but police officers.
Niesamowite.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, looking at bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
Odjechany syn Lunga? Kto to?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Nie chcesz opowiedzieć mi o nim więcej? Czy tam o niej?
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
Nie umiem sobie tego dłużej wyobrażać.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Kim? Co to za gość?
I'm not getting involved in this.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
Mam kilka pytań, jestem policjantem.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Jak prorok?
Not the prophet shit again.
He didn't answer your question.
A teraz odpowiesz mi na kilka pytań?
No.
Dlaczego?
'Cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
Skoro nie chcesz odpowiadać na pytanie, to może chcesz posłuchać, jak mówię różne rzeczy?
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
No dobra, prowadzą śledztwo i okazuje się, że facet został nie tylko powieszony, ale i zastrzelony.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
W gruncie rzeczy właśnie tak.
Okay, well,
Hej, czemu ja ci to mówię?
I don't know. Why are you?
Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow, bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses felt calming, like you've done it before. You know what? It must be because he's buff. He looks like he works out, like he's got the devil on his back.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
Porozmawiajmy jeszcze raz z tym wisielcu.
Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again. We're not wasting time. There is no time.
No więc prowadzą śledztwo, powieszono człowieka.
So, do you know who hanged him?
Jeszcze nie.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Oh my god, there's
No dobra,
more.
do zobaczenia.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
Nie, to była najzupełniej normalna interakcja.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
Myślałem właśnie to samo. Powinienem go po prostu zapytać, czy jesteśmy z tego samego komisariatu.
Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Słuchaj, muszę zapytać, czy my jesteśmy z tego samego komisariatu?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that.
Okej.
What you say? Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
No dobrze, do zobaczenia. To było ciekawe. Pomidory pokrojone tak cienko, że aż prześwitują. Więc tak. Najpierw może pójść do klasy. Ona powie mi sporo. Tak. Cofnijmy się, chodźmy do klasy, skoro mamy Kima. Tak, wiem, że nie ma już trupa. Udało mi się to ogarnąć.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Przejdź palcem po powierzchni szyby.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
To okno zostało niedawno wymienione.
Looks like it, yes.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
To, które rozbiłem w swoim pokoju.
Yes, that one. Cold wind is seeping in right now. Just one floor below you. Messing up your concentration here.
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Dobra, okej. Czyli coś tu się wydarzyło ogólnie. No, siema klasje. Co tutaj jest jeszcze? Białe kwiaty polne.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof,
Łapiemy.
picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
No, siema klasje.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Dobra, 83%. To się musi udać, prawda? Nawet nie. 92%. Spójrz jej prosto w oczy.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful.
Ach, tak.
I have bad news for you.
Jakie?
You know these guys? Who, me? Yes, he's talking about you, you sinewy idiot. You too. Me? What have I done this time? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
Wiedziałem, że coś jest nie tak.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Czy to znaczy, że byłem okłamywany?
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. No, he's not going to show up. I'm sorry. Your lie detection isn't working. It's not her doing. He's just totally inept. It looks like you're also an idiot. But that's not her fault. No, not an idiot. You're just more of a sensitive type. Thinks with his heart. This woman's pain draws you in.
Kto z nich dokładnie został tym dotknięty?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick, tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She
Aha.
wants you.
Jak do tego doszło?
How
Nie
it
wiem.
always does. Through subtlety.
Co mogł zrobić?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Nie możesz im przywrócić normalności?
No,
To po co mi o tym mówisz?
it's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
Jaki ona ma plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, huh? No, Mr. Conclusion. You're always kind of limited in your analytical abilities. That's not her fault, but still.
Wystarczająco już długo gadam sam ze sobą, wróćmy do rzeczy.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Powiedz to głośno, czy pani mną manipuluje?
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
Aha. Muszę porozmawiać z panią znowu o pani pokoju.
Yeah,
To okno jest nowe.
it is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
Mam dla pani inne pytania.
All right.
Porozmawiajmy jeszcze o tej rzekomej napaści.
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Czemu miał w głowie kulę?
Bullet? They shot him too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me and Sylvie, the bartender.
It's hard to know what to think about that answer. She's just tired. Don't push her too much.
To musiało być dla pani trudne, ciągle go widzieć tam na dole.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window.
Dobra, to już było.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes,
Nic nie mów.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Głos osoby dzwoniącej był zmodyfikowany.
I didn't exactly discuss with nail clippers.
Dobra, czyli to jest wszystko, które już było.
I don't know.
Thank you for me.
I didn't want to, sir.
Dziękuję,
But if
że
I
nam
hadn't,
pani to wszystko
How
powiedziała.
about we, you know, change the subject to
Zapytajmy
something more
najpierw o
lighthearted
kwiatek.
now.
Co to za dziki kwiat?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Co to jest sambo?
A martial art, sir. Is that it?
Samurai boxing, or sambo, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth and cool.
Tak, czemu tam był?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
Może przyniósł to któryś z wielbicieli?
Admires? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no fashionable society.
Titus Hardy dał nam nagranie, na którym zabity wygłasza zamiar dopuszczenia się gwałtu.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man. or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
Na nagraniu wskazuje konkretnie panią jako swój cel.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Dokładnie takich słów użył.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Była mowa o Kohoi.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Myśli pani, że próbował wzbudzić w ludziach strach?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. And then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his,
Mechanizm
what's the word I'm
samoobrony?
looking for? Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that.
Leli. Poznaliśmy imię.
He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Zaraz powiedział, że ma mentalnie dość. To brzmi jak słowa złamanego człowieka.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
Tak, I can fix him. Nie bała się pani?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
She wouldn't. She doesn't have the full Hoi in her.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Dobra, miała pani nieco czasu. Może nam pani powiedzieć więcej o ofierze?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Gdzie jest Lelystad? Chodzi mi o miejsce.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Oboje byliście z Oranie?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranien. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Sex, alcohol, speed, probably also sildenafil.
Ile miał lat, proszę pani?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
The adversary one.
Jaki miał kolor oczu?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Ciekawe, ja też przesuwał mu ręką po włosach.
Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
She understands what autopsies entail. It doesn't get her off balance.
Miał tatuaż, co on oznaczał?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
Podobał się pani?
Quite a lot, yes.
Co on przedstawiał, wie pani?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Żeby imponować laskom? Jak?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
Pani była tą kobietą?
Oh yeah.
Może nam pani dokładnie powiedzieć, co to oznacza?
No thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Niezła opowieść, dziękuję.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Proszę odpowiedzieć na dziwne pytanie, czy śmierć była dla niego przyjemna?
Why do you ask?
Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations.
Proszę odpowiedzieć na pytanie, czy moment śmierci był dla niego przyjemny?
I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer. He had too much left to do. Too many third world conflicts. Couldn't tap out just yet.
Czy to możliwe, że to miłość go tak urządziła?
It very well could be, yes.
Co ma pani na myśli?
What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
Powiedział mi, że to miłość go tak urządziła.
That's not funny, officer.
Her voice is like a slash through the air. Her shoulders tense up. There, she momentarily lost control over straight back guy. It appears that she feels guilty.
Ma pani poczucie winy?
Of course I do. I'm hungover. I feel guilty about everything.
Do you feel guilty about what happened to him?
Among many other things, yes. I could have done something. There's always something he can do, right? Ask me something else.
Zbliża się coś cudownego, powiedział mi to.
The lieutenant blinks. His expression does not change. All right, let's see where this is going.
Z północnego zachodu, tak mi powiedział.
Cool.
Aha. Cool. Poprosiliśmy laboratorium o przebadanie nasienia.
Good for you.
What do you think it will tell us?
I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be? I don't even know if he had sex with someone else. We didn't go steady.
This is one of her maneuvers. The others are fast asleep, as always. It's hard to say what the truth is.
Chyba zakończyliśmy ten wątek przesłuchania.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Wróćmy do tego później, proszę pani. W sumie nie dowiedziałem się zbyt wiele. Nie, szyba, schody. Ale zawsze coś. Co mogę zrobić dalej? Wow, trochę mi się przerzedziło, niesamowite. Kogo jeszcze mogę zapytać o tatuaże miarogłowego?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Na tę chwilę to wszystko. Mogę pogadać z Titusem.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
No to już znalazłem właśnie w głowie wisielca kulę.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Spytam jeszcze raz, skąd to wzięło się w głowie ofiary.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Myślę, że powieszenie było przykrywką do zastrzelenia.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Zastrzeliliście go?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Spokojnie, rozpracujemy to wcześniej czy później.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
No dobrze, rozmawiałem z Klasji na temat taśmy.
And?
I nic, podtrzymuję to, co mówiła wcześniej.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Ona ją w gruncie rzeczy wyśmiała, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Wydawało się co najwyżej podniecone myślą o tym całym sianiu spustoszenia.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. All right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
Myślę, że to dla ciebie sprawa osobista. Czułeś coś do niej.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist or anything.
It's all right, Glenn. I just thought I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize
Tak
him.
myślałem, że to kwestie zazdrości i tego, że chciał ją z nim skłócić.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Może po prostu nie jest tym, za kogo ją miałeś.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Titus, ona ma w garści wszystkie moje umiejętności, to jakaś profesjonalistka.
What kind of pro? Y'all saying she's a hooker?
No, he's not saying that. Forget about it.
Wiesz co, sądzę, że baby to wariatki stare.
You can say that again, copper. Right here.
Here we go. Bump it hard.
Przybij mocno.
Your fist connects with his. Hard. The slam is audible. You can almost hear his bones ring. Your knuckles tingle, life-affirmingly.
And now you, Bina Claude.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses, then extends his curled fist and taps Titus's bruised knuckles. A bond has been formed. Not bad.
Może to wciąż wyparcie, no wiesz, taki mechanizm obronny.
Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility.
He does not sound very convinced anymore.
Powiedz mi wprost, Titus, co się naprawdę stało?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
20 piw, co święta?
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Kurwa, 3%. Zbustujmy retorykę. Chociaż nie, to mi chuja da. Legendarny rzut.
Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
Wiem, co się tutaj dzieje. Ja też zostałem oszukany. W moim sercu tkwi jak kolec kurewsko-mroczny cień.
What the hell are you talking about?
Załatwiła mnie jedna laska i to tak srogo załatwiła.
Look around, cop. These men are dock workers. They don't want to hear about your psycho circus.
I don't know, boss. I'm always up for another suicide attempt.
Yeah, me too. I'm always up to see a cop cry.
You won't hear it. That's enough for the circus now, officer. Let's do procedural questions, or even, why not take a little breather?
These working class oafs don't know how to talk about feelings. You shouldn't have opened up to them, or anyone.
Jeszcze raz. Zbustujmy teraz retorykę. Czy od razu mi się odblokuje, czy... To jest maksimum, co mogę osiągnąć w retoryce. What the fuck, dlaczego mi się język zmienił? 8%. Zaraz tu wrócimy. Czy mogą zboostować retoryką fajkami? Czy jest coś, co mi pomniejsza retorykę? Chyba nie. Dramaturgią, tak. Spróbujmy z 8%.
It's you again. What is it?
Come on, to się musi udać. 8%.
I don't know what went wrong the last time. You have so many good ideas here. Make them all see they're puppets on a string.
Titus sam przytrafiło się u mnie. Mnie też zmanipulowała. No dobra ludzie, ewidentnym jest, że pogrywa z wami jak rasowa skrzypaczka.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one's fiddling anyone in here.
No, no, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
A jak myślisz, graj dalej, uśmiechaj się mądrze.
I think you're losing it, Fiddleman.
No. No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me.
Za daleko.
This ain't gonna work with
Za
Thomas
ostro.
Hardy. Put the fiddle down. Or walk away. It's that simple.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery tragically off. You sounded like a madman, not a cop.
Pierwsza opcja spoko, ale się nie udało. Ale jeszcze spróbujemy. Kogo mogło zapytać o tatuaże? Powinienem na pewno sprawdzić przyczepę. Ewentualnie... Sorry. Sprawdźmy każdego sprzedawcę.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Co? Kurde. Dlaczego jest biedna, społecznie upodlona babcia jako modyfikator. Nie no, zostawmy go. Może kierowca. Którykolwiek kierowca będzie wiedział coś o tatuażach.
Now it's turning into a...
Nie, to też nie. Ten też na pewno nie. Czy chcę gadać z Łomistrajkiem po tym, jak go wkurwiłem?
Went native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Should have just punched him in the throat again.
Profesjonalista.
Wrong. You did the right thing with Measurehead. The ballerina antics won you the fight.
Let's talk about our right to work.
Dobra, on też mi nic nie powie. Kto może coś wiedzieć o tatuażach? Tutaj chyba nikt, chyba że miarę głowy. Skoczył najpierw do miarogłowego, zobaczył, czy mogę z nim zagadać.
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again.
Co oznaczają te twoje tatuaże?
Racists are generally...
Dobra, to już przeklikiwałem.
True. That is a noble cranium, but you got a hard noggin yourself.
Nic nie mów.
Your silence betrays your inferior...
Dobra, też nie. Szczerze nie mam pomysłu. Mogę skoczyć do Everarta, powiedzieć mu o tym, że no, otworzyłem drzwi do szczura. Kimkolwiek jest szczur. Mogę spróbować przegadać kontener. Poprosić go ładnie, żeby się otworzył.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, and as
Nie
it's
wiem, czego się
always
spodziewałem.
been, it's impossible to open a container with the rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
Każdego dnia mam większe szanse, to jest niezłe. Jesteś na świecie od 2 dni. Wejdźmy do ciepłego biura. Jak idzie? Przesłuchałem klasję. W sumie powoli. Muszę przekonać chłopaków Hardiego. Zagrałem na skrzypcach, ale grałem za długo. No nic, powiedzmy, że otworzyliśmy drzwi do szczura.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
Troszczy się o siebie.
And for his fellow man. That's right, Mr. Dubois. You're turning out to be quite the individualist there. So, you had business with me?
Zrobiłem to, Everard, wyłączyłem ją, ale co? To jest dziwna opcja.
What?
Aha, to do zupy. Dobra, szemraną zupę. Chciałeś, żebym uczynił jeszcze bardziej szemraną. Nie zrobiłem tak, był w niej alkohol, teraz nie ma.
Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks, and it's a great relief to see people taking initiative. I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm gonna let the world surprise me.
Otworzyłem drzwi, o których mówiłeś. Czy możemy teraz porozmawiać o morderstwie? Albo nie. Najpierw krótka przerwa, skoczył tylko do kibla, bo to pewnie zajebiście długi dialog, znając życie. Jak wszystkie w tej grze. Dobra, otworzyłem drzwi, o których mówiłeś.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
Kłamie go.
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Możliwe, że wszedłem do środka i znalazłem kolekcję rasistowskich kubków.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Ta kolekcja kubków, co wspomniałem, że było w mieszkaniu, znalazłem podobny kubek w śmietniku razem z ubraniami wisielca.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Ale ten szczur mógł posprzątać po zabójcach.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
That's not how you batten someone. The technique is way off. You strike with your whole body, not just the baton.
Nie, trzeba wykorzystać swój ciężar, jeśli naprawdę chce się zrobić komuś krzywdę.
Oh, Harry, thanks for the tip. I'll leave doing the real damage to you. You are the real police officer after all, not me.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
Czyli niewiele. Słyszałem o powiązaniach między linczem i strajkiem. Chciałbym usłyszeć, co o tym wiesz.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
Słucham.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Mów dalej.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Zaraz przynoszą kontener?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Who likes hanging out? Oh.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Chwila, cała okolica w tym siedzi?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Kto dokładnie zajął się tym odbijaniem?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
W głowie wisielca tkwiła kula.
So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
Skąd wiesz, że najemników wynajęła firma transportowa?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company, after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
Wspomniałeś coś o prawniczce.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Powiedz mi o Titusie Hardym i jego ekipie.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Na pewno.
Separate one from the herd.
Dobrze, pozwól, że o coś spytam. Który z chłopaków Hardiego jest przez ciebie najmniej lubiany?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
Powiedzmy więc, że coś by się stało z grubym Angusem. Powiedzmy, że doszłoby do obywatelskiego zatrzymania.
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debardairs Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim and there's no need for that. We are friends.
Everard, spotkałem tych chłopaków Hardiego. Możesz ich poprosić, żeby ze mną współpracowali?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Wątpię, żeby to pomogło.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 rial.
Czekaj, czemu mi to dajesz?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 rial.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Nie potrzebuję tego. Chciałem tylko twojej pomocy z chłopakami Hardiego.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Ciekawa rozmowa, na razie przerwijmy.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Jeszcze drugi quest.
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
Aha.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Masz rację, że mi nie ufasz, dbam o siebie, jestem cwaniakiem, mataczą, organizuję sobie forsę.
Perfect, Harry. That's perfect. My version of the left is not against the companies, it's with the companies. Honestly, what I have in mind is a business proposal. A left-wing business proposal, but still...
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
To jest bardzo dobre pytanie, Krzysiu. Co ja robię? Nie wiem. Najwyraźniej zostaję komunistą. Tak, dzisiaj Wielki Piątek, droga krzyżowa. Kurwa. Wait. Muszę bardzo szybko coś sprawdzić. Czy po mojej trasie będzie szła droga krzyżowa? Czy ja to mogę gdzieś sprawdzić? Fuck. Ja już nie ufam Google Map. Chyba będę wracał kilka godzin do domu. Zajebiście. Zapomniałem totalnie o tym. Kim, co ty o tym sądzisz?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But he thinks it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Po co te podpisy?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Roller skating, not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Aha, czyli to jest plan, żeby wyjebać lokatorów i zburzyć budynek, tak? Gdzie dokładnie jest to miejsce?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there. A little village, they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
Co się stanie z obecnymi lokatorami?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Jasne, jasne. Wyjebił ich i zburzył budynki. Zawsze się likwiduje dzielnice biedy. Dobra, jeśli tam trafił, to mogą oni poprosić.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I know we can do business together.
Dobra, na razie idę.
See you soon, Debarder. Just kidding, but not too much.
Za bardzo skręcam w lewo. Gdzie to było w ekwipunku? Nie, to było w profilu funkcjonariusza. Za bardzo skręcam w lewo. Jestem bardzo żałosnym gliną. Bardzo żałosnym. No nic. Skoczył znowu do Titusa. Ciekawe, czy teraz będzie chciał gadać. Chociaż jeżeli powiedziałem Everartowi, że wiem o kuli, to jest szansa, że to zadziała w drugą stronę i on go nastraszy i ostrzeże, że nie może tak. Ale spróbujmy. Powinienem też przeszukać samochód kierowczyni i wrócić do Joyce. Dużo do zrobienia, niewiele czasu. W sumie to za jakieś 20 minut będę musiał kończyć. Siema Titus.
It's you again. What is it?
Rozmawiałem z Everartem, zapewnił mnie, że będziesz współpracować.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, Long?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
W życiu bym na nikogo nie doniósł.
I would though.
Typical Beano Claude. Always a tattletale. Everard sent word you two would be around again. That's the only reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
17%. Czy papieroski wpływają na retorykę? Lecimy. Fail.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated? Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter.
Aha. Aha, dobra. Czyli wszystko sprowadziło się i tak do tego, że Titus i tak mi nie pomoże. Jeden z jego chłopaków na pewno.
Just remember, it's about more than Grazia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district. their responsibility. Good, I like this. This guy's learning. Outside, under the rising sun, tattered and in ruins, the windows of the cafeteria aglow with her morning light.
No to już sprawa zamknięta. Wracamy, Kim.
He'll get it. Go on.
Zapisz to, Kim. W Martinez zabiją cię tylko dlatego, że cię nie lubią.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Z powodu jakiejś laski.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
The man's fists under the table are balled. You can tell from his neck and shoulders. He means it.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
Po prostu cię wieszają, strzelają do ciebie, co tam jeszcze, nawet potem nie pamiętają.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
Zwróć się do Angusa, bo co, zabijecie mnie jakiego bez żadnego kurwa powodu?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Był martwy, zanim go powiesiliście.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Czyli to klasje.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
A więc go nie zabiliście, już nie żył.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Czemu?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
Co się stało w niedzielną noc?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
Skąd wiedziałeś?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to.
Co się stało potem?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. That fucking... Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Kim jest Tibbs? 8. chłopakiem Hardiego?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement.
Siema, Zoe. Tak, żyję. Niestety. Co tam? Co tam słychać? Co dobrego? Jak tam przygotowanie do świąt? Jakie dobre ciasta ostatnio robiłaś?
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
Skoro to nie Klasy go zabiła, to po co to tuszowanie?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
Tak, mówiłem ci, że nie jest tym, kim się wydaje być. Została specjalnie wyszkolona do czegoś szemranego.
Oh, you meant that kind of training, like a spy. Maybe. The kind of people who are after her. I guess she'd have to be.
Nie no, Zoe, może nie jest taki aż od razu niestety. Co tam słychać w ogóle? Kopy lat. Ci ludzie, kto to taki?
They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Co, nie masz czasu na pieczenie? Czy weny?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Chęci? Dlaczego? Co to za dołek? Come on, Zoe. Życie jest piękne, słońce świeci, ciepło się robi. Komarów jeszcze nie ma. Kto w takim razie zabił najemnika? Macie jakieś tropy?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Co na ten temat sądzisz?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers
Piękne, tylko nie
or
twoje.
his.
Nie no, Zoe, na pewno nie jest tak źle.
Hers, you mean?
Jest średnio.
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
Coś w tym jest. Może chcieli zabić Klasję, a jemu się dostało rykoszetem.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
Zdrowie nie domaga, ale coś poważnego, Zoe? Wszystko ok? A miałeś jakieś pomysły również co do jego przyszłości?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance.
Co to za życie? Nie no, Zoe. Będzie lepiej. Będzie dużo lepiej.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
Kto wpadł w ogóle na pomysł, żeby go powiesić? Ona?
In a manner of speaking.
Co masz na myśli?
We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
A, bo ty jeszcze w pracy, tak? Do 15:30. Myślałem, że już na wolnym. Dzisiaj dużo, naprawdę dużo zakładów i miejsc pracy ogólnie kończy wcześniej. Także kim ona jest? Ta druga dziewczyna, znam ją? Pewnie Sylwii.
No, you're not gonna be on a first name basis with this person.
Dobrze, gdzie ona jest?
You're not getting to her. This person is affiliated with the Hardy Boys. It's Klausya you want to talk to.
A, czyli wyciągnęłaś najkrótszą słomkę. Niestety. Współczuję. Jest powiązana z chłopakami Hardiego, czyli jest dziewczyną Hardiego.
I wouldn't go that far. She's just a woman who's sometimes in our company, who sympathizes with Klausya. Let's leave it at that.
You know, actually, some of the guys have been talking, and,
No. My answer is no, Glenn. We're Hardy Boys, and that's how it's gonna stay.
Kim udało się?
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Aha, na tej zasadzie, tak? No to pomyśl o tym, że robisz dobry uczynek. Dziękuję ci za to, Titus. Pójdę z nią porozmawiać po raz ostatni.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
She, Clausia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection.
Zoe, ale pracy i tak nikt nie przepracował. Nieważne ile będziesz robić, zawsze pojawi się więcej.
Still, after all this headache.
Ale nadal wolałbyś, żebyśmy jej nie aresztowali.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
Dobra, czyli powinienem znowu pogadać z Klasję. Ale czy to znowu będzie rozmowa na 20 minut? Aha, mogłem do Klasy pójść bez Kima wieczorem. Nie pomyślałem o tym, że mogłem wykorzystać sytuację. Wszystko, co bym zrobił teraz, spowoduje, że i tak dialog będzie długi i bolesny. Chodźmy do Klasy, jesteśmy na miejscu. Jakie ciacho pieczesz? Jakąś babkę, czy coś ambitniejszego? Torcik jakiś? Witam ponownie, Klasję.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Okej, pożyczkowe czaje, ale nigdy nie jadłem szpinakowego ciasta. To jest to zielone, tak? Chłopaki Hardiego powiedzieli nam, co się naprawdę stało.
I understand.
Jak to ogólnie smakuje? Szpinak jest taki sypki, nieprzyjemny.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
Wysłała nas pani na nie lada wycieczkę.
I know. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. For all of this, for wasting your time.
Why did you waste our time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
To znaczy widziałem na zdjęciach, bo teraz ogólnie na Instagramie czy wszędzie w sumie przewija się dużo ciast.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Chłopaki Hardiego nie są prawem, my nim jesteśmy. Nie chcę w to iść. To nie jest wystarczający powód.
You're right. There's more.
Nie wszystko.
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. Where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it, another world.
To dlatego stale ogląda się pani za siebie? Boi się pani moral internu?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
Co się dzieje? Co pani zrobiło?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill.
Aha.
Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard.
Co zrobiła pani tym ścigającym panią ludziom?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Oranie.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Wpakowało się pani w naprawdę niezłe gówno.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, a lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
Co pani zrobiła?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
To coś, z czym niełatwo sobie poradzić.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
Ja też sobie nie radzę.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
Around her, a drop in the atmospheric pressure. Not long from now, it will get dark, and the air will start moving faster, circling the box she stands on. She's already in prison here for what happened, and she's prepared to never leave, even after his death.
Co się tutaj stało w nocy, której umarł?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Proszę opowiedzieć dokładnie, co się wydarzyło.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Aha. A więc moje przeczucie wcześniej było słuszne. Moment śmierci był dla niego przyjemny.
Yes, but how did you know that?
He just had a hunch. Detectives have those sometimes.
Co się potem stało?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Przykro mi, że się to pani przydarzyło.
So am I.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus mówił, że wyglądała pani na mocno odurzoną.
Oh yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
Co pani wtedy zrobiła?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
Czemu pani stąd nie uciekła? Właściwie to czemu jest tutaj pani w tej chwili?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
Co się stało po tym, jak zbiegła pani na dół?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Zanim przejdziemy dalej, kim jest Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Myślałem, że to Hardy jest liderem chłopaków Hardiego.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Dobrze, przejdźmy dalej. Co było potem?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
Ups.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Co potem zrobiłyście?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
Co pani robiła, kiedy go wieszali?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Ta Ruby, gdzie ona teraz jest?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Kiedy się stało, słyszała pani wystrzał?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Pani zabiła Leliego? Trochę głupie pytanie.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like
Debilne
this.
pytanie.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs.
Czyli faktycznie zabiła go miłość.
It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Narkotyki były nieodłączną częścią waszego związku. Może odegrały też rolę w jego zakończeniu?
What does that mean?
Do drugs make you aggressive?
No. People don't take drugs to kill each other. They take them to feel okay with each other. I thought you Ravishol people would be more enlightened on this. I'm sorry, officer. I'm under some stress here.
Ludzie na dole wpadli na wariacką myśl, że to pani go zabiła.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
She's getting scared now of you, the downstairs people, all of it.
To nic złego, jeśli zrobiła to pani w samobronie.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
Rządzy sprawiają, że ludziom odbija.
She simply shakes her head. She has the training for it. You've known it since she first greeted you here on this roof.
Dobrze, chciałbym, żeby odpowiedziała pani na kilka innych pytań.
Like what?
Czy mogli go zabić ludzie, którzy ścigają panią?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
I?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Tak czy inaczej, warto brać to pod uwagę.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Kiedy wymieniono okno?
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
W środku w jej sypialni?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Po co wezwała pani policję, skoro się pani ukrywa?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth.
Nie sądzę, czemu pani to zrobiła.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
Oh God. That was a lie too. Who made the call then?
Aha.
Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
Aha. Zdaje się, że to wszystko, jak na razie.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody.
Dramaturgie legendarne. Na Boga, obudź się.
But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual
Zabrakło mi jednego punktu.
We are a bulwark, unbreached. You've been breached, bulwark. You've been breached like 1,000 times now. So you say, but give us one example of deceit. Just one example.
Pamiętam, jak wątpiłem, że to ona dokonała zgłoszenia tego na policję, wbrew temu, co twierdziła.
There iseth no doubt. The lady could not bear the sight of her lover splayed and disfigured. A horrible story. Try not to sweat so profusely in her presence, too. You blow your chances. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now.
Zbustujmy dramaturgię. Wrócimy do tego później.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in after all.
Miałem rację.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
Zdaje się, że to jednak miłość go tak urządziła.
She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted. This may help. This may help the others see.
Nic nie mów, daj jej odpowiedzieć.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me, or that it was chemically induced and not real. Easier that way.
A było? Prawdziwe znaczy?
I don't know.
Real as anything.
Zakończ myśl. Dobra, i moi drodzy, na tym dzisiaj skończymy. Zapiszmy grę. I cóż, wrócimy po świętach. Nie wiem dlaczego zakładałem, że ta gra jest krótsza, że jednak skończę ją do świąt. Myliłem się. Także cóż, na dzisiaj to tyle. I nie wiem, wesołych świąt, smacznego jajka. Trzymajcie się. Hej.